Hello, good afternoon to you and happy Friday. How are we doing today? Greetings from the Maldives. You weren't expecting me to say that now, were you? I am on a tiny island just over the other side of the equator. How about that? Hello. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing? Give me a wave if you are joining. I hope that you can see me and hear me okay. Isn't technology wonderful? Greetings from Fuvahmulah. It's one of the largest Maldivian islands and it's just south of the equator, so I'm on the other side of the equator, which is very exciting. Greetings to all of you. I'm sending lots of sunshine your way wherever you are. Let me know, let me know where you are. Give me a wave. First week of March, can you believe that? Has the spring come to wherever you are? As you can see, the summer is very well and truly here. I hope that you are doing well. Lovely to see you all. Lots of people joining now. Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. How are we doing today? I am in Fuvahmulah, which is one of the largest Maldivian islands just south of the equator. Come here for a few days of diving and thought I'd jump on today to do my regular live. So let's see who we've got. We've got Jane. Hi Jane. We've got Paul, Sophia, Daniela. Hello. No sound. Paul is saying no sound. That's a little bit alarming. Can anybody else hear me? You can probably all see me, but can you hear me? Am I just not speaking loudly enough? Let me know whether or not you can hear me. Hello and thank you for watching. Let me know where in the world you are. How has this week been for you? Do tell me, do let me know. We're coming out of lockdown in the UK, right? So how is that? Let me know how you're feeling about coming out of lockdown. How are things for you? Lots of people telling me they've got sound. So Paul, I don't know if the problem is at your end. Hopefully you'll be able to hear what I'm saying or just enjoy the palm trees and the sunshine in the background. So tell me, what have you been working on? Hope you've had a good week. I've had a really great week actually. As you can see, we've decided to take some time to come and say hello to some sharks after a very full-on few weeks. I mentioned my new personal trainer, Sorin. I've had 6 sessions with him now. Little bit of arm toning coming back. I've been reflecting on the fact that I spend so much time making decisions and helping other people that it's just great to have an hour in the gym where somebody else, I say to him, I'm bringing my body, you have to make all the decisions, and just give that over to someone else. I really enjoy that. He's definitely working me hard and I'm really enjoying being back in the gym. I'm determined to get myself into shape and prioritise my health. I've got some really big plans for the business this year and need to be fit and healthy. So here I am. We've been diving this week. In fact, we've literally just come back from a dive. The timing got a little bit mucked up, so I've literally just come back from a dive. We have just had a dive with some tiger sharks. Now, if you're not a diver, then you're probably thinking, isn't she crazy, diving with sharks? But if you are a diver, you'll understand what I'm talking about. We have just been diving with tiger sharks, which are massive sharks, and puts in perspective all the other sharks that you think are quite big until one of those big boys come in. So it's just been an absolutely epic day. So I'm absolutely buzzing, but just delighted and enthused to be talking to you about success today. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your week has been. Sophia's done her Contribution Compass this week. Really exciting. So Contribution Compass is a tool that I use to help my clients understand their energies, understand what puts them in flow, what gives them energy, what drains their energy. Sophia's just done hers this week, so looking forward to discussing that with you, Sophia. You can find a link in the group if you are interested, or ping me if you're interested in getting yours done. It really is life-changing. I mean, Sophia will tell you it's absolutely life-changing. When she did a test a few years ago, it kind of blew her mind. So How are you all? Let me know how you are, and how your businesses are going. How's your family? How's your business? How's your team? Yeah, my business is going really well. I've been building up my team so that I can focus on you. I've started working with a new lady who's helping me automate a lot of the processes in the background, so a lot of the things that I teach you are happening also in my own business. I always try things out in my business so that I can share with you what works and what doesn't work. So it's really great to have automated processes running, have people in your team working on things, and I know, Jane, that's something that you're working on as well, that you're going to need a bit of. So yeah, it's great to be making progress in my business and take on another member of the team. Lots of new joiners to this community, so welcome to you all. I can see that several of you have booked in a clarity call for next week, so I'm looking forward to speaking with you. And if you'd like to get past your blockers, take that next step in your business, then do book in a call with me and let's give you a good old dose of clarity. I've got a few slots each week that I make available for these clarity calls, so do grab yours now. There's a link in the pinned post at the top of this group. So, what have you been up to? That's enough about me. How are things going with you? I know it continues to be a busy time for most people. I hope that you and your business are thriving. But if you're not, then that's okay, of course. Let me know what support you need. You are not alone. That's the purpose of this community and why I show up every Friday wherever I am in the world. I want you to know that you are not alone. It's not just my clients I care about, you, every single one of you in this wonderful community. I want you to know that wherever you are in that entrepreneurial roller coaster of a ride, you are not alone. Last week we were looking at a very important topic, asking for help. And I was sharing my experience of building up a super support network around you, which is so important. Being a business owner can be that roller coaster ride I was just talking about, and it can get lonely, right? You know, there are tough times for all of us and ups and downs. And one of the reasons why I started this community and why I continue to give a lot of time and energy to it is that I want you to know that wherever you are in that journey, you're not alone. You can find the recording of last week's live in the group's units, which are actually now called guides, so Facebook guides in this group. There are 4 guides in this group. There's a welcome guide with some information about me and about this group. And then there are 3 guides filled with resources and all the lives dating back to when we started this community all the way back in June 2019. So there is Simplify Your Business with loads of hints and tips on how to make life easier for yourself, how to organise your time and focus on what's important. Then there's the Grow Your Business Guide, which is all about client acquisition, scaling and managing people. And finally, and very importantly, there's the Enjoy Your Business Guide, which focuses on you and your role and how to ensure that the business you're building continues to delight and inspire you. What we don't want is you falling out of love with your business. So everything that I do in these lives, but also with my clients, falls into one of these 3 guides, one of these 3 categories: simplify, grow, enjoy, so that you can easily find the support you need in this community. I want all 3 of those for you, of course. I want you to be able to simplify, grow and enjoy your business, but you will know which one is most relevant and which one is most needed for you right now where you are. So as you know, I tend to take my cues from you in terms of what would be helpful for me to cover during these lives. Sometimes I read about something, or I might reflect on a past experience and take the learnings from that. Often I like to share things from my book or the things that I'm working with my clients on, but most often these lives come from conversations, questions, requests that I get from this community. So do let me know, where are you stuck, what questions do you have, and what challenges are you facing? This week's live is actually based on one of the most foundational questions that I ask all of my clients and I work with at the beginning, sort of one of the early sessions that I do with every single client that I take on. And today we're asking, what does success look like for you? And the point is that success looks different for each and every one of us. Some people want to build a small business that provides a nice income for themselves and their families. Something that they can maybe one day take a step back from or even sell, something that exists separately from themselves. Some people don't need income. Instead, they want to build something that one day might become an acquisition target for a bigger player. They want an exit. They want a lump sum, if you like. And some people want to turn their hobby into a sustainable income. Perhaps you sell products that you make or that you source online. Maybe you want to build up a regular client base to make you, to allow you to make a living from the skills or the experience or knowledge that you have. Whatever success looks like for you, it's important to understand what drives you and how that impacts the decisions that you make for yourself and for your business. And that's what I want to talk about with you today. So in my experience, there are many reasons why people start their own businesses, but they usually align to one of the 5 core human values. Your values are the things that you believe are important in the way that you live and important in the way that you work. They determine your priorities, and deep down, they're probably actually the things that you use to measure whether or not your life is turning out the way you want it to. So your values are really that North Star, that barometer that you use to judge yourself and everything that you're doing in your life. If you find yourself having what feels like a disproportionately strong reaction to something that seems quite insignificant, you're probably experiencing your own personal values being crossed. So an example of this is when some people get really upset about being disrespected in ways that might seem trivial to other people, or how some people are much more concerned about privacy and Big Brother than others. The core human values have been written about by philosophers, by poets, by life coaches and comedians, and each person has their own way of expressing the same concept. And when I was writing my book, I did a lot of research on this topic. And so what I'm going to share with you today is how I choose to express the 5 core human values and also the drivers that are associated with those values. Okay, so let's get into this. So first of all, we have a core human value, and that is to be happy. And the driver for this value, if you like, is doing something that you're passionate about, doing something that you love, and doing it your way. So that might be your driver, doing that thing that you are truly passionate about and doing it your way. Or your value might be to make a difference in the world. And here your driver is likely to be the challenge. You see a problem that you feel compelled to solve. And a lot of entrepreneurs speak about this. You know, I saw this problem and I just couldn't let it go past. I realized that I had it in myself to find a solution. And so I felt compelled to rise to that challenge. Also, people that are driven to make a difference, they also want to see what they're capable of. So there's very much around a challenge here, and a sort of almost a compulsion to build a business. And as I say, I meet lots of entrepreneurs that feel that way. Then the third core human value is to be connected, and this is something that many of us feel very strongly, that feeling of wanting to be connected to other human beings, to be of service, to serve other people, to help other people, to lift other people up. Then we have a very important human value, which is to be respected and revered. And this is all about status, but also leaving a legacy. So what do you want to leave in the world? And a lot of people, again, have this as a really core driver, leaving something behind for future generations. Maybe if you have children, maybe that's something that you feel compelled to leave a better world for your children or for the next generations. And then the fifth and final value, core human value, is to discover and grow. And here the driver is all about the journey. It's about acquiring new skills and experiences. It's also about indulging our creativity. We have control over our own time, over our own schedule, over our own activities. So one of these will be your core value and your core driver, your real key driver that is driving and will determine how you see success and what that means for you. Do get in touch with me if you'd like to dig into this more. It's a really interesting side of what I do, and it's really important to understand what is driving you. So yeah, do get in touch if you'd like to talk about that more. Now you'll notice that I didn't mention money here. Money is of course really, really important, but it's not on its own a great driver. If you think that your sole motivation to be in business is to make money, then you're probably missing what's really driving you. If your driver is status and legacy, for example, then a lump sum is likely to be more interesting to you than if you need an income so that you can pursue your passion in order to be happy and to bring happiness to other people. So you need to figure out what your real driver is, because it will lead you to make the right decisions for you and for your business. I've made a lot of mistakes in this area, and so I want to help you get clear much more quickly than I managed to. So let's go through each of those 5 core human values and give you some examples in terms of how that relates to the businesses that you are building. So if passion is what really drives you, that's based on the core human value to be happy, then it will be important to build something that allows you to continue to do the bits that you love. So being able to delegate effectively is going to be key for you here, but it's unlikely that you're going to be wanting to build a really large company, because if you're focused on being able to continue to do what you love, you're likely to want to keep things tight. And this is actually where the contribution compass profiling test that Sophia mentioned at the beginning of this is actually really important, and that's one of the ways that I use it to help my clients understand what really puts them in their flow. And if that is really important, if your passion is really important to you and being happy, then you're going to want to delegate all of the other things that don't make you happy in your business. If the challenge, on the other hand, is what drives you, so that's based on the core human value to make a difference, then you're likely to want to grow big and take on the challenge of new markets and new opportunities, solve really complicated problems. And that does mean that you're going to need a team. It means you're going to need structured processes, you're going to need governance, and you quite possibly will also need funds. So investors will become important potentially, or certainly sources of finance. If serving other people is your driver, based on the core human value to be connected, then your business is likely to strongly reflect that aim. Your processes and decision making will definitely reflect that driver. Money may not be so important to you here once your basic financial needs are met. Communication with your clients will be very important, and you will want a team around you to really feel that connection that's so important to you. If building a legacy is what is important, based on the core human value to be revered and respected, then the decisions in your business will also reflect that. Quality will be especially important to you here, and building a strong brand as well, and consistency, and building up that reputation, that status, that legacy that is so important with that driver. And if the journey and the freedom to explore is what drives you, based on the core human value to discover and grow, then you might make very different decisions. Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing this live this week from the Maldives is to demonstrate this exact point. You see, some of you watching this might be thinking, why is she doing this live when she's on holiday, right? And that is a very good question. That is a very valid question. But you see, the way that I run my business is all around freedom. It's all around control of my time, my schedule, and what I work on. And that is what is actually most important to me. And that's how I've designed my business right from the start. I want to serve my clients, but I want to do it in a way that keeps me free and allows me to be free. It makes sense to me to do a live from here. Why not? I like a blended life. It suits me. It might not suit everybody, and I understand why for some of you that is the weirdest thing. I understand that, but we're all different, and isn't that amazing? This morning, in fact, just an hour ago, I was diving with sharks, and this afternoon I'm talking to you, and I love that about my business. That makes me happy. This blending doesn't suit everybody, I really get that, but that's the point. I'm a huge advocate of taking time out, and that's what I'm doing this week. But for me, mixing the work that I love and I am so passionate about with some time saying hello to sharks works perfectly. But the point here is my need for freedom to discover and grow has implications for the type of business that I can build. A team of employees based in one location is just not going to suit me. The way that I structure my day and my week is based on my drivers. And my point is that whichever one of these 5 driving forces is strongest with you will absolutely dictate many of the choices that you make in your business as you grow it. I mentioned money before, and there is more to say on that. I told you that it's not a primary driver, but the reality is that your financial needs will absolutely dictate the decisions that you make in your business. So if you need income, you'll be very focused on average customer spend and on repeat customers. You'll be very focused on your business model and making sure that it's really efficient. If you don't need income, but you're more interested in getting an exit, then you'll be focused on building assets in your business, your brand, your tech, number of users, market share, those things that will make you attractive to potential buyers. So do let me know your questions, your comments. Are you clear on what success looks like to you and what drives your decision making in your business? What is the next step then in your life, in your business? What do you need to make you feel more confident? Do book in a clarity call with me and let's get you moving past whatever is blocking your progress and on to the next challenge. There's always one further along the road. But before I close up today's live, I want to give you some key next steps, some concrete things that I suggest you do as a result of what I've shared with you today. So number one, have a think about what success looks like for you. Really spend a bit of time putting some flesh on the bones, getting some details mapped out. Really think about what does success look like for you. Don't follow anybody else's version of success. It's got to work for you. Number two, think about what's driving you. What's your motivation in business? Why did you start your business in the first place, and what's really driving you? And if you think it's money, I understand that a lot of people think that money is what's driving them, but I really do encourage you to dig a little deeper if you think that money is your key driver. What's the money facilitating? What do you need the money for? What's the deeper driver? What's the underlying driver? And thirdly, and here is where the magic happens, take a look at the decisions that you are making in your business. Are you building something that's going to make you happy? As I mentioned earlier on, I've made a lot of mistakes in this area, and I really hope that I can help you move faster through this phase and get a lot more clarity than I was able to at the beginning of my business journey. So please do let me know how you get on with those 3 steps. I'm going to close up today's live with 2 quotes about success. The first one is from the Brazilian author and lyricist Paulo Coelho. Straight roads do not make skillful drivers. I love that. It's a good one to remember when we're going around a kink in the road. And my second quote is from one of the great American copywriters, Gary Halbert. Success is a process, not an event. So trust the process. Decide what's important to you and how you want to spend your time. Decide that up front and then stick to it. Building a business is tough. It can be a really long, hard road. Make sure that you're building something that is meaningful to you, that will sustain you through the tough times. Be intentional, say no to things that don't serve you and the goal that you want to achieve. And as I pass back over to you, that is really what I want you to take from today. What is the outcome that you are seeking? What is the result? What's the goal that you want? Put your energy into getting really clear about that. But allow yourself to do things your way. Yes, by all means, learn from me, from others. But when you synthesize all of that learning, when you bring it inside of you, what comes out must be congruent with you. It must work for you. And if you want to build something, then fantastic, go for it. And if you want to do your thing, then that's absolutely okay too. Focus on listening to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need so that you can spend more time in your flow? And don't forget that the opposite of flow is friction. And so if things aren't really working, then take a step back and focus on clarity. Get some objective input, hire the services of a business coach, take some time to look at what you're doing and where an easier path would start from and lead to. Ask yourself, what would a business that really works for me look like? Let me know your thoughts and your questions on this or any other topic relating to how to simplify, grow and enjoy your business. What area of business would you like me to speak about next? I am so looking forward to this very special year. Yes, it is challenging, but amongst the challenges, there are so many opportunities for me and my business, but more importantly for you and your businesses. So I really look forward to supporting you on this journey through this year ahead. If you haven't already claimed my your free copy of my book, The Real Entrepreneur, go to therealentrepreneur.book.com. If you prefer an Audible or a Kindle version, you can find those on Amazon. Do check out chapter 4 of my book for more on making decisions and defining success. Get the foundations right and we can build from there. I hope that you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing and whoever you're doing it with. I wish you a happy and peaceful time. And as always, if you want to talk, then you know where I am. Please remember to be where you are in the journey. You don't need to know it all, and you definitely don't have to do it all. Take care, stay safe, and keep in touch. Bye for now. Take care.